Please rise if you are able as the official procession enters. For the first time, we have elected a person of color, a person of color. To be our mayor. You didn't let me get to the punchline.
Mayor-elect Sim, would you please come forward to take the oath of office? I, Ken Sim, do solemnly affirm that
I, Ken Sim, solemnly affirm that
I'm qualified to hold the office of mayor
I'm qualified to hold the office of mayor
for the city of Vancouver,
for the city of Vancouver,
to which I have been elected.
to which I've been elected.
I've complied with the provisions
I've complied with the provisions
of the Vancouver Charter
of the Vancouver Charter
in relation to my election
in relation to my election
to this office.
to this office.
I will abide by all rules
I will abide by all rules
related to conflicts of interest
related to conflicts of interest
under the Vancouver Charter.
under the Vancouver Charter.
I will carry out my duties with integrity.
I will carry out my duties with integrity.
I will be accountable for the decisions that I make
I will be accountable for the decisions that I make
and the actions that I take
and the actions that I take
in the course of my duties.
in the course of my duties.
I will be respectful of others.
I will be respectful of others.
I will demonstrate leadership and collaboration.
I will sorry, say that again.
I will demonstrate I will demonstrate leadership and collaboration.
I will demonstrate leadership and collaboration.
I will perform the duties of my office
I will perform the duties of my office
in accordance with the law.
in accordance with the law.
Thank you. Please
Thank
come
you very
to the
much.
table and we'll sign the oath of office. After you recite I together, please state your name one at a time, beginning with Council-elect Meisner. I
Peter Meisner, Brian Montague,
Christine Boyle,
Lisa Dominato,
Adrian Carr,
Sarah Trevino, Rebecca Bly,
Pete Fry,
Mike Classen,
Lanny Joel,
I'm qualified to hold the office of councillor.
I am qualified to hold the office of councillor.
Lenny Zhu. Mayor and city councilors, please stand up. Mayor and city councilors for the city of Vancouver. Councilors, so we will have the deliver his inaugural address.
Thank you. Wow, that was actually really cool. Getting rid of the staple here. So, thank you very much. It's just so great to see a bunch of old friends and new friends here today. Before we get started, I do want to acknowledge that we are hosting this afternoon's inauguration on the unceded territories of the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam First Nations. And I really want to, from the bottom of my heart, thank them for their generosity and their hospitality. I don't know if you know this or not, but I am a hugger. So you can't lose if you never give up. So to all of the people that were, in this room, for all the people in this room who were with me 4 years ago, Sarah, Rebecca, Lisa, and to all of you, thank you for not giving up on the promise that together we can build a better city in Vancouver. Now, the path to get here was long. 135 years after the first Chinese head tax was paid just for the right to come here and work on building a railway, Vancouver has elected its first Chinese Canadian mayor. The history of this moment isn't lost on me, but the honor truly does go to those whose shoulders that I stand on. Douglas Jung, Tung Chan, I know he's not here, he's on vacation somewhere, but Tung Chan. Raymond Louis, Raymond's our MC. Tell us when he's back. I can come over and give you a hug too if you want, Raymond, but I gave it to you today, so later. Carrie Jang, I've had great conversations with Carrie. David Lamb, BC Lee. BC Lee was this amazing person who I got the opportunity to sit down with and chat, and he was so generous of spirit. He was a beautiful man. Art Lee, I remember my parents voting for Art Lee when I was a little kid. And Sophia Lung, thank you for paving the way. The honor also belongs to everyone in this room who shares the vision that we can build a more inclusive Vancouver. A Vancouver, where our diverse lived experiences make us stronger. You can't lose if you never give up. I swear to God, we actually didn't write this together. It's amazing how this is going to be so similar. As I look at the journey of the Chinese people in Vancouver, I do want to acknowledge the incredible friendship between the Chinese community and Indigenous peoples. There was a time not too long ago where Chinese people of Chinese descent, couldn't own land in Vancouver. During this time, the Musqueam First Nation, it was the Musqueam First Nation who stepped up and they leased farmland to people of Chinese descent so they can actually just grow their own food and build a better life. So today, I do want to acknowledge that we are here standing on your shoulders as well. So thank you. Now, we're going to rely on our deep-rooted friendship not only to overcome the painful history of the Chinese community during the last 135 years, but to embrace reconciliation and to acknowledge the injustice of the last 400 years. Now, the path to reconciliation will be long and it will be hard, and there will be missteps, but it is achievable if we remember that you can't lose if you never give up. Now, I came to politics with a strong desire for change, a desire to do politics differently. It was born on the promise that decisions in government should not be made on the advice of polls, lobbyists, activists, or whatever was trending on Twitter at that day, but it should be made on the advice of parents and educators and scientists and healthcare providers, and what's happening in community town halls and coffee shops and the occasional local pub. Now, the leadership that our city has gotten from Sarah, Rebecca, Lisa, Pete, Adrian, and Christine set the stage during the last term. And today, Mike Klassen, Peter Meisner, Lenny Joe, Brian Montague, and myself, we're gonna join a renewed team that's gonna set the path for this next term. We can't. So we heard loud and clear that people want to change, and people change in Vancouver is here. More than ever before, Vancouver continues to be challenged, but not because improving affordability, housing, safety, or the climate are impossible. The promise of Vancouver is challenged because our lack of commitment to overcome our differences with one another. The challenges that we face with the opioid crisis can only improve when our ability to work across the aisle improves. When we rise above partisanship and take the bold actions that need to be taken. When the liberties we take with each other for personal gain are cast aside for the sake of the public interest, only then will we make real change. I'm going to strive to be the mayor that unites our city. The pitfalls of partisanship must be cast aside when dealing with the challenges in front of us. Success can only be achieved if we are fearless in the face of potential failure. Now, I do want to thank Prime Minister Trudeau and Premier-designate Eby for generously reaching out and sharing their common goals with me. Now, my message to the Prime Minister and the Premier-designate is very simple. I'm standing here in front of this whole crowd, humbly asking for your help. Vancouver needs your help more than ever before. We are experiencing one of our nation's greatest challenges and tragedies, and Vancouver alone cannot solve these challenges. But like many other times in the history of this great province and country, I know that if we work together, we can overcome whatever's thrown at us. Now, we are post-partisan on the challenges we're facing in our opioid and mental health crisis epidemic. In this battle, we are all Canadians up against one of the greatest challenges our nation has ever seen. We must call into service the best and brightest in our country, and we have to put the entire weight of Canada behind this calling. Now, hope is the most powerful tool we will have in this fight. And I was reminded by a resident of the downtown east side. Last week, when I was just walking through there, he said, "Hey Ken, is that you? Remember, you can't lose if you never give up." So where did that come from? Needless to say, that comment made me smile from ear to ear, and it just confirmed what I've seen firsthand countless times. There is a powerful and resilient community in the downtown east side. Now, it's my love for our city that drives me to do what I do. I believe that our diversity of thoughts and lived experiences actually make us stronger. I do believe that we can unite our city again. I do believe that we can bring our best ideas to the table. And I do believe if we all work together, we can reclaim our title as best city on the planet. Now, to Christine, Pete, and Adrian, where are you? Oh, you're all there. I'm super excited that you're going to be our partners in this journey, and I so look forward to standing shoulder to shoulder with you, and the rest of us do as well, working with you to deal with the challenges that we have in front of us. Together, I know we can set a tone for cooperation on the hard things that need to be done, and together we can show everyone and in the annals of history that in the midst of our greatest epidemic, Vancouverites were able to unite. Remember, we can't lose if we never give up. So my mom and dad taught me something at a very young age. It's something that always stuck with me, and that was no matter how tough things get, The only way you can lose is if you stop trying. You can't lose if you never give up. This is the message that my incredible wife, Tina, and I have worked so hard to instill in our 4 boys. Tina, are you there? Are you there somewhere? Please stand up. No, I'm just kidding. Don't. I don't want to embarrass you, but if you want to stand up, you can. All right, stand up. Come on, please stand up. Tina, you're an incredible mother and partner, and evidently a really good sport. And I literally have no idea why you chose me, but I'll take it for the win. Seriously, you rock. Now, I do want to make a final comment, or take a final moment to thank everyone in the city for your confidence in us, and to all of those who did the small things and the big things to deliver this election victory to us. Let's unite once again and do the great things that must be done. Let's embrace the fact that our journey is going to be really hard. Let's acknowledge that some things are actually going to get more challenging before they get better. Let's be comfortable playing in a space where we will not have simple or easy answers. Let's have the courage to make mistakes along the way. Let's celebrate the false starts, the inevitable false starts that will happen. And let's not be afraid to fail, because you know what? Building something amazing, it's messy and it takes a lot of courage. And remember, we can't lose if we never give up. Thank you very much.
And thanks to all of you for joining us today in the inauguration of Vancouver's Mayor and City Council.